Well, what a great victory tonight. Can't say enough about how proud of I am about our guys. And West Virginia State is scrappy, and they really battled, and I thought they really gave us all that we wanted and more. And it was never comfortable, up until really the very end. And I do, really like the way that the team finished out the really both sides of the ball. I think we finished the game really well. There were some things that kind of got sloppy a little bit in the middle of things, third quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and then the way that we finished it out, I thought really was a great testament to our character on the field there. And our team's hungry right now, and momentum is a dangerous thing, and I think our guys understand it. We're trying to really talk about that every week, and we got to keep playing well, and I still think we can even play better football out there, even though I'm very proud of what we did tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned that momentum. To rattle off 3 wins in a row against a tougher part of the schedule after the start that you guys had, what does that do to uplift this team, and how do they feel momentum-wise moving into the season?
Yeah, great. The thing I like about the way we've responded and kind of emotionally the temperature of how we come to work every day is we have not, sulked over the close losses that we had. You look at the record, you could feel kind of sore about that, but we have just put our head down and worked. They have taken on all the messages we talk about and really bought into things that we're doing here. And so couldn't be more proud of just their resiliency and how they have really pressed on and moved forward, and they can see that we're still playing for a lot here, and we got 4 games left, and we talk about how it's a 4-game season, and I think they really believe that we can do something special down the stretch here. And with 3 games here the past 3 weeks, we've been able to find ways to have leads. We've found ways to overcome deficits. We've found ways to like tonight be able to dominate in some fashion and be able to kind of respond to that and build on that. And it's just all good growth for our football team right now. With 4 games left to go, we still, I think, can play our best, and yet there's a lot of good stuff going on.
Yeah, and to go up against a team that's allowed 93 total rush yards in their last 2 games, to dominate in the run game, what kind of pride do you take in that?
Well, great. It's kind of like the same question every week, and Chris asks me every week too. It's like, why can't we be consistent with that, in some ways? And, sometimes I don't really have the answer either, but when you can run the football, you can really do a lot of things well, and it opens up so many other things for your team, and it's just a morale booster. It's something that guys look at, and they understand the physicality that it creates, and you create the psychological edge, by doing that as well. And so we've got to be able to do that week in and week out. And so, I think being able to build on that, I think, we've got a group in there right now up front that sees what we're able to do and capable of doing, and we've got to be able to just continue to put it together week after week. So being able to run the football feels great.
Yeah, defensively, your team's allowed 3 points in the second half defensively over the last 3 games. So how big is that for the team, and what have they been doing right over the last couple games on this win streak?
Yeah, I think we play together. We talk about Code Black, and it really stands for 3 things, and it's play fast, play hard, play together. And we're trying to make sure that everybody is responsible for their 111, and everybody's got to be in their gaps. Everybody's got to understand what man they have, what zone they're responsible for, whatever we're doing. Everybody just has to continue to do their job, and I think they really take a lot of pride in who we are in terms of our identity. We want to go out there and play with total effort. We want to have relentless hustle and pursuit, and we want to have great enthusiasm. And when you can hold the offense to not scoring points, obviously that is a reflection of them buying into what we're trying to get done with that.
Yeah, and then schematically running a lot more of the option today with Josh Jones at quarterback running a lot. Is that something you kind of had in the back pocket? You've been waiting to break out with using him as much as he ran today?
That's probably accurate. I think he's one of our best players, and you got to keep the ball in your playmakers' hands. And he's a guy that can do a lot of good things with the ball. And I think it's a mix. We've got to be able to make sure we're not overusing him. We got to make sure we're smart about that and strategic about that. And yet he gives us a great option to be able to do that. And so. I think it's something where Coach Lindquist is able to keep that rolling. We've practiced that ever since, even last spring and going into fall camp and everything. And sometimes there's just not, the right situations to do that. And so tonight I think it afforded us to be able to use that a little bit more.
We talked on Monday about one of the things you said was how important it was for the offense to score some points early, get off on a good start.
Yep.
Obviously they did that tonight, 28 points in the first 5 drives, one with special teams, but still. So how important was that tonight?
Very important. Coach Lindquist and I were talking right before the game, and I don't know what the stats are, but it feels like we've had great drives. Well, first of all, it feels like we've lost the toss every game, right? So we get the ball. And so we've been able to drive the ball, and it's like we start out really good offensively, and then we end up with maybe 3 points, right? So it's kind of deflating in some ways, but tonight we didn't do that, right? We did take it down and we scored the touchdown, and I think that just kind of starts to show our guys, show what we're capable of doing, and you gain confidence with that, and you can build on that. And so it felt good that we could score points, and at halftime, I told our team, I told our coaches, it was a 10-point lead, I believe, but it wasn't a comfortable 10-point lead. It felt like at any moment something could happen, and it could have went the other way. So, but you got to be able to score points for sure. And obviously the close games we haven't been able to do that as well. And tonight we were able to kind of get that monkey off our back.
Yeah, and the O-line's been a developing group all year. Probably one of their better games today, and allow the offense to make things happen because of having enough time to.
Yep. Yeah, I think Coach Fantuzzi's doing a great job with the O-line, and those guys are young and hungry and willing, and they're taking on a lot of things, and we're giving them a lot, and we're pushing them, and they're willing to be coached hard, and that's what we're doing. And so we're going to keep them going on the right track. They've got such a great attitude, and they're doing a good job, and they just got to continue to stay consistent, remain healthy, and we just got to continue to find things that we can work at every single week.
Josh set the record for most touchdowns accounted for a year in a career. So, what does that mean for him and for the program?
Yeah, great. I didn't even realize that. It's really a compliment to him and even his teammates. I think it's, with the players around him, they believe in Josh. He has great credibility amongst his team, and they know what an important piece to our team that he is. And he's a hard worker. He's one of our hardest workers in the program, and he's competitive, and he wants to go out there and win and compete. And so, very deserving, and what a great accomplishment. And yet, he would tell you this too, is that the most important stat is, he wants to win games. And so, to be able to accomplish those things personally, individually, while also winning games, it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. And a big special team score there early as well.
Yeah.
How big was that in the game?
Huge. It was really big. I don't think we had been playing very good special teams the past 2 weeks. We challenged our team about that. We talk about how we need to make a difference. Special forces, we have to make the difference. And last 2 weeks we really didn't, according to our production and the things that we want to accomplish. And tonight I think I'm excited to actually see how we came out, with all of our special force units, and it was great to see that, because that just, it's the third phase of the game that a lot of people, they kind of put third, and they don't look at it as much and as importantly, and it's really big. You can keep points off the board, you can score points, you can give yourself great field position, and obviously we contributed to that tonight.
And then how much confidence does it give you guys that the last 2 wins have been close, low-scoring games where you've scored 10 and 17 points, and then a higher scoring game tonight, and you go out and win?
Yeah, absolutely. We're trying to be able to do that, right? I mean, I don't necessarily like close games. I mean, it's fun for fans, but not great for coaches. And you know, it's been a struggle the past 2 weeks, really 3 weeks. I mean, it's been, you know, we lost one that was close, right? And so 3 weeks in a row, it's been decided by 2 points, 1 point, 1 point, and we got to be able to find a way to just execute better and better all the time. And if we do, I told our team after the game, I mean, I really believe in our guys. We can be very special. We can do a lot of great things as long as we continue to improve and try to play to our best. Our best is good enough, and it's really good, actually.
You've talked before about the goal for this team being to win a conference championship, one of those goals. To know that the Mountain East is wide open right now, what does that do to the mentality of the team and the mindset? Yeah,
I think it's huge. I think they've really bought into that, and I've talked very directly with them about that, and it's a real thing. It's a very realistic goal, and you know, you have to be able to temper that, right? You don't want to put too much on their plate. You don't want to put too much unneeded pressure on ourselves. You don't want to look ahead, and I thought we did a fantastic job of you know, understanding the big picture and that goal, and being able to come and have great practices and lock in and be very serious and focused on what we're supposed to do. And we put together a great week in spite of that message being introduced this past week to them. But they got to know, right? I mean, 18 to 23-year-olds, they've got to be able to understand what motivation and inspiration is all about, and that's a big part of this game. And I think they are handling it very well.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Coach. Big win for the team today, 3 in a row. What's the vibe in the locker room like to know that you've got this thing back on track?
To me, every week I'm coming in like to practice, and I'm telling them playoff mentality. So we taking it one game at a time, and we just living with that playoff mentality. Like any time is win or go home, and that's just how we treat it for the rest of the season. So I think that's a good mindset for us to have as a team, and you know, doing great things on offense, great things on defense. So I think that's just the mindset, the playoff mentality.
Yeah, defensively in the second half, I was talking to Coach about it, but to only allow 3 points over the second half over the last 3 games, this team is really locked in when it's gotten into crunch time on this win streak. So what has the defense been doing so well?
So the biggest thing that we had problems with last year was the middle 8, which was the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. So I think we just really bit down on that concept and understood when we come out of halftime, we got to have it rolling and just keep it going and coming out and keeping our foot on their neck.
Yep, the defensive line has been spectacular over the course of the season. What have they been doing so well as they grow throughout the season and continue to get better?
They have great practice. They always come to practice with a great mentality, and they just take everything serious, and it shows on the field on Saturdays, Thursdays, whatever day, whenever they call to work. So I think it's great for them. B. Spence, Tyreek King, you know, they doing their thing. Rob, they're just doing everything in their hands to keep us going and make it easy for the linebackers and the secondary.
Yeah, and then the defense as a whole today, very quick to the ball, not a lot of yards after catch for each of the receivers. So what were you doing so well out there to get to the ball so quickly and to make those plays?
I think before the game, Coach Rich kind of challenged us. He was telling us that West Virginia State was a scrappy team. I feel like we just kind of took that to heart on the defensive side. Like, we wanted to show him we're the best, and that's how we play defense. And we just, you know, put that chip on our shoulder and decided to take over with that.
Anything, Chris?
With the offense scoring 45, not to say that it's been harder on you guys when they're scoring 10 or 17 per se, but you know, how much does that give you a little bit of margin for error in a game like this today?
So for us, I feel like we always want to shut out, like having, you know, holding it to second half to 0 points. That's like the biggest thing. We really want to accomplish that for the whole game and just so that we can dominate, because all it takes is the offense put up 3 points and we allow 0 this game. So I mean, it helps that offense score 45. They played lights out today. You had Rod and Sad. They played very well, along with Josh. So they helped.
Yep. And after the 1-3 start, how much momentum do you guys feel now getting back to a winning record?
Really, I think we really go win the conference and make a playoff run and make a deep run, and we taking it game by game. So.
All right. Thank you, Marcus.
Yes,
been a while since we've seen you, but you keep setting all these records. What does it mean to you to leave your legacy like this and keep seeing accolades every single game?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome, but I think a lot of guys have played a part in it. You know, the guys on the team now and then guys that were on the team, you know, my first couple of years. So, yeah, I mean, huge props to the coaches and those players. Those guys really kind of made that happen. So, yeah, I mean, it's an awesome thing to accomplish, but I also know there's things to clean up and more things to accomplish moving forward.
Yeah, really good passing day and rushing day for you today. The dual threat mentality, is that something that we can see from you moving forward? Do you like running the ball frequently like you did today?
Yeah, I mean, really whatever the game plan calls for. Coach Lingus put together a good one for this game, and if they're going to not respect me running, then I'm going to run it. If they're going to take that away, I'm going to throw it out to our playmakers, and that's kind of what happened tonight. You know, I threw it to Trey for like a 7-yard route. He took it for, I don't even know, 50 or whatever it was, so that was awesome to see.
Yeah, you talk about those playmakers, to have those yards after catch and to have guys that can make plays like that. What does that do for your confidence to know that, you know, you have guys that can take to the house at any given play?
Yeah, I mean, Trey, Rodney, CJ, Trey Chavis, Fahim, all those guys, you know, big-time catches and big-time moments, and I have the most confidence in them when I throw them the rock. So to see them kind of make plays tonight, you know, and they have all season, it's good to see, and super proud of them for the work they put in.
Yeah, you were out to a really strong start tonight with the completion percentage really high. What were you seeing well out there defensively? Were you reading the defense pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of just taking what they were giving me. I had a mess up right there. You guys know what I'm talking about. But trying to eliminate those, clean that up, watch it on film. But yeah, I was trying to take what the defense was giving me, not trying to force anything. Take whatever's underneath and let those guys make plays.
Yeah, and I talked to Marcus and Coach about this, but to have the team on the right track with 3 straight wins, to know the conference is open, what's the mindset of the team? How's the locker room feeling right now?
I think it's just, you know, we're going to take it day by day. We're going to come in tomorrow, we're going to grade the film, we're going to watch a film, and we're going to get better, and then have the weekend off, come back Monday and get ready for our next opponent. That's just kind of the mindset. Like Marcus said, it's kind of a playoff mindset. You know, we know the conference is wide open, and you know, we're going to go try and take what's ours. So I feel good about what we're doing. Just got to keep doing it.
How were you guys able to be so effective early in the game? As obviously, I mean, put a lot of points on the board in, what, a quarter and a half?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're trying to do a lot of stuff with tempo. The offensive line did a great job in the run game. Dave, Jacob Perry, Jeremiah Rogers, all those guys, man, those 5, and then Nick Anderson. Really, the whole offensive line group really kind of set the tone for us tonight, early too in the first quarter. And once those guys get rolling, we're gonna roll behind them.
Yeah, how much improvement have you seen from that group?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Fantuzzi does a great job with those guys, and those guys have improved every week. They come in ready to go, work hard every day, and to see them kind of succeed and continue to succeed and get better, it's awesome to see.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.